please visit SupremeMasterTV.com.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The Luma people encompass a collection of indigenous people from the Mindanao region. The term Lumat has several meanings and origins. It comes from native languages including the Cebuano language, where it is short for Katawang Lumat, which means indigenous people. The spiritual Lumat societies of Mindanao. Watch on to find out more.
Mupia Mandu is good day in western Bukidnon Manobo, one of the languages spoken by the Lumat people. Gentle viewers, I am Jong, the glorious Lumat of Mindanao. Hope that you are surrounded by beacons of light all around you in the form of uplifting friends, places to connect with nature, and a wealth of inspiration for each day. We are pleased to have your company on today's show entitled The Spiritual Lumat Societies of Mindanao. The Lumat people encompass a collection of indigenous people from the Mindanao region. This area is the second largest island in the Philippines and also includes smaller islands surrounding the main landmass. The term Lumat has several meanings and origins. It comes from native languages, including the Cebuano language, where it is short for Katawang Lumat, which means indigenous people. It also comes from the Visayan word meaning native or indigenous, and from the Visayan word meaning born of the earth. The Lumat people or Lumanon consists of approximately 18 major groups. On June 26, 1986, the founding assembly of the Lumat Mindanao People's Federation met at the Guadalupe Formation Center in Kidabawan. The delegates chose the term Lumat to give members of the different ethno-linguistic groups a collective identity as one common people. This was the first time that the groups had united under a common name. The island of Mindanao contains a significant portion of forested and protected areas, many of which are ancestral lands of the Lumanon and have spiritual affiliations. Hence, the Lumat people consistently advocate for conservation and environmental protection. The island is home to threatened animal and plant species such as the Philippine eagle, Philippine warty pig, and the Rafflesia shettenbergiana. This is known as the largest flower in the world and a valuable tourist attraction. The river systems in particular are quite important to the Lumanon. On Mindanao, there are wetlands, lakes, and rivers that have always been a source of life. In fact, many of the Lumat communities were once referred to as Mandaya or Sabanon, which means river people. They continue to provide an important method of travel that enables the different groups to interact and trade with each other. Lumat history is passed on through an oral tradition. Part of the historical records include a systematic overview of where the ancestors have lived in prior generations, all of which is based around the river systems. Lumanon have traditionally followed an animistic path of spirituality, And there is a wide-held belief that certain deities affect people and communities. Many of the spirits are linked to beings in the natural world, including plants, lakes, areas of native land and animals. Water bodies have significant spiritual ties for many of the groups. The Huguenot people believe that a spirit called Bulalako lives in fresh water. The Bulalako maintains the health of the water body and all of the life within it. It has the power to bring sickness or cause flooding. For this reason, the leader of the community, or the Datu, maintains a respectful relationship with the Bulalako for the good and protection of all people in the village. Among the Bagobo community, the Limokan or turtle dove is believed to be a messenger of the gods, while the Tiboli view it as the spirit of their ancestors communicating with them. There is a story that describes the Limokans as being very powerful beings who could speak like men. There was once a Limokan who laid one egg along the Mayo River, then laid another egg further down the course of the river. From the first egg, a man was hatched, and from the second egg, a woman was hatched. They lived apart in loneliness until they finally discovered each other and, once married, had many children who are said to be the Mandaya people, who to this day still live along the Mayo River. Signs from the spirit world are also sought for guidance around farming. Different groups have traditionally farmed rice, corn, and root vegetables. Different signs found in nature may signify that they will have good crops and harvest. The night sky is often viewed as signs of the Baltic star cluster, which signals that cultivation of crops should begin. The Bagobo community also looks for the Buaya and Mamare star clusters, which are good signs for sowing crops. We are going to pause to rehydrate with a refreshing drink of water. Our show will continue in just a moment here on Supreme Master Television.
Long time ago. You cannot imagine how long it has been. There were two angels. They are serving God close, proximity, close, very close. Like attendants. Yeah, two of them serving God. Both of them have a very high position in heaven and very, very powerful. One of them takes care of the water elements, and the other one takes care of the wind.
Please join us for The Fallen Angels, Part 1 of 8, on Between Master and Disciples, on Thursday, March 11th, to find out more.
Missed your show? Watch or download it free at suprememastertv.com/download.
Welcome back to the Spiritual Lumat Societies of Mindanao on Supreme Master Television. Among the Luminan, spirituality and crafts are also interwoven. Like other Lumat groups, the Huguenot people maintain an oral tradition called Panud, where their history is passed down from generation to generation. This brilliant recollection of lore by tradition keepers is an amazing feat of memory and recall. The panut captures the broad history of each group, including historical events, spiritual beliefs, momentous occasions, community interactions, and the laws. The impressive memory of the people reciting the panut is certainly extensive. It is said that it can take 3 whole days and nights to recite just the basic panut without reciting any of the subsections known as the sub-panuts. The panut uses a unique rhythm that helps the person recall the details. Among the Manobo, the oral history is recounted via chanting known as Yulahingan. The chanting has a particular style that uses poetry and music. The very first known Yulahingan tells the story of the folk hero Ayu and his people who traveled to Nalangdangan, where they achieved immortality. The second part of the Yulahingan, or the Sanjaturon, conveys stories of Ayu and his family when they lived in their newfound paradise. This Yulahingan is said to have been passed on to Ayu's son by Vayan, by the highest god. Various locations mentioned in this epic are believed to be the local sites in Mindanao. The camp Evangelista in Patek is believed to be where Ayu's house once stood. Certain Lumat communities such as Bagobo, Tiboli, Mendaya, Kulaman, and Bilan are known as master weavers. They create eye-catching cloth and elaborate clothes with vibrant patterns and colors. These items have also been traded between the groups through time. Historically, cloth has been woven from a plant called abaca or Musa textilis, which creates a strong yet lightweight fabric. The traditional Tiboli cloth is called tinalak and is dyed using extracts of various leaves, bark, and fruits. The tinalak is traditionally worn as upper garments by men and as skirts by women. It is also used in various rituals, such as a bride's veil, which is referred to as kumu. In the Tiboli communities, weaving is considered to be a prestigious skill and done only by women. The men do assist by stripping the abaca fibers and helping to polish the cloth. Some weavers have dreams in which the spirit of the abaca or the fudalu visits them and imparts inspirational designs. Before the abaca is harvested, prayers and ritual offerings are made. Likewise, a prayer is carried out before the weaving commences. The late Langdule was considered to be a master weaver of the tinalak. Her mother taught her to weave when she was 12 years old. In 1998, this inspiring woman was named as a National Living Treasure by the Philippine government's National Commission for Culture and the Arts. Fortunately, she shared her precious knowledge with the School of Living Traditions at Lake Cebu. She once shared, "I never choose my design. My design appears to me in my dreams. When I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is recall the design and that's the one I follow. I think I am gifted, a natural, that's why the pattern just appears." Various Lumat groups are also highly skilled in metal smithing. This includes the Tetere, Bagobo, Mendaya, and Tiboli. Various works of jewelry and adornment have been made, often out of brass, including belts, bracelets, chains, anklets, and bells. In the Pogobo community, the blacksmiths are believed to work with the spirit of the forge or the Tuluska Gomanan. This spirit fuels the blacksmith's creativity. Among the Tiboli, men and women work in smelting and forging, with men creating wax replicas and women creating the clay molds. In this community, the deity who assists with blacksmithing is referred to as Jingtan. The Mandaya group works with silver and produce lovely rings and plates. Each Lumat group is a testament to the diverse history, knowledge, customs, traditions, and beauty of the indigenous Philippine peoples. Graceful viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your company on today's program. Coming up next is Shining World Compassion Award recipient Dr. Cliff Redford, vegetarian, a charismatic, loving heart, right after Noteworthy News, here on Supreme Master Television. May we all look at nature with awe, appreciation, and inspiration as we are nourished by her divine beauty.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Műsoraink sok nyelvet tartalmaznak. Kérjük, tekintse meg itt suprememastertv.com/schedule és suprememastertv.com/CTAW.